K-Rock, Mid-Atlantic Rock Reviews, Army Rock Show. We have Scotty from Artifas back for his second appearance on the Rock Show. Scotty, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, man.
So, hey, man, just saw a live show tonight, and tell us a little bit about how the tour's going. You're on the Live and Loud tour with the Veer Union, and I saw you doing the last song up on stage with those boys, so reflect on the tour a little bit.
Man, this tour, so, you know, we've done a lot of great tours over the last year, but this one, like, it's just every band that's been on the tour has had this fire in them, and it's just been killing it every night. The guys, Bristol Grace, one of the best bands we've ever played with, man. Those guys are awesome. They were going before us every night, so like they were just challenging us, you know. So we had to go up there and throw down. And then Boba Flex was on most of the tour, and those guys, man, we've been waiting to play with them for like 3 years, you know. We've had people like, you guys need to play with Boba Flex, so we finally did. And man, everybody on the tour it's been a real family. Like, man, it's been really cool. The guys from the Veer Union have been awesome. Like every single night, even the ones like there's been some nights where we get to the venue, you know, and it'd be like the sound system is beat to hell and doesn't work, you know, but somehow we always make it through it and turn it into a good night.
So I asked, I interviewed Crispin earlier tonight, and I asked him this question, but I told him we're a PG-13 show, and I asked, has there been any kind of like pranks or punking each other on the tour? Is there anything you could tell me about on a PG-13 show?
Yeah. All right, so first off, Boba Flex's last night, us and the Veer Union and Bristol Grace, we all got on stage and we had like a bunch of playing cards, and then we acted like we were playing some card game and started sticking them to our heads, and then we started throwing them at all the guys on stage and stuff, and then we all just did a bunch of shots. And then Bristol Grace's last night was last night. So when they were in like their second to last song, we went up on stage and we put bibs on Alex and Christian that said, what did it say? It said J Bib.
Oh God.
And then we got these blow up male genitalia.
Oh, good grief.
And like these big blow up balloons ones, and we put tape on them and stuck them to all of them while they were playing. So they like put one on David's head, and they all had them on the guitars. It was hilarious.
So, hey, I noticed this was like part 2 or round 2 of the Live and Loud tour. Is there a round 3, or where are you guys heading out next after this?
Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing some more of these tours. The whole basis behind this tour is really cool. Our label actually wanted to try something a little different. They were like, you know, because a lot of bands, a lot of the bigger tourists nowadays are doing big buy-ons, and you know, you got to pay $800 to $1,000 per show, and it's just outrageous, you know. So we had an idea. We were like, let's just put a tour package together. Let's pay all the bands their guarantees, and then we'll just make the best of it, you know what I mean? So that's what we went out to do, and it's been fun. You know, there's been a few nights that didn't go as well, but most of the nights have been pretty successful and like really, really good shows. And you know, we've been talking to a couple other bands that are really wanting to jump on board with this. So keep your ears open. We'll be announcing something soon.
So the album Inhuman, man, it has a lot of anger in the lyrics, or at least I perceive it that way. Is that true?
Well, it's a lot about it is that way. You know, all my music I've ever done before, it's been a lot different, and you know, I think what brought on a lot of that is like going through the first couple years of touring in this band. You know, like you hit so many road bumps, and you run into so many people that are trying to take advantage of you and trying to take your money, or trying to, you know how it is.
Absolutely.
So I mean, a lot of that does stem from that, and I wanted to just get the message across to people, like to be able to be yourself and not worry about the bullies, and you know, doing what everybody says, and believe in yourself, you know, and like stand up for yourself. You know, that's kind of what Blood for Blood is about. You know, like one by one, stand
that's
up.
That's funny. Look at, I had that down there next. Brick by brick, they try to tear us down, and so it's kind of what that's about.
And like that song was a lot came based off like media outlets and stuff, because you know, you got your hardcore Republican side media, and you got your hardcore Democrat side media, and they all spin it in a certain way to make it sound good for that side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people buy into that a lot, and a lot of people don't realize that those news stations are paid for by these parties and stuff. So a lot of it's just manipulated, and I guess that song's more about just like really looking into it yourself, and you know, seeing what you believe and standing up for yourself.
I saw something you guys are doing on April 2nd called the Carnival of Ink. Yeah. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we just got asked for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We love tattoos, so it was actually cool. Anthony, our bass player, his girlfriend she's doing the the fashion show there. She's in charge of that, and so they came to us about doing the headlining spot on Saturday, and we were all down for it.
Have you ever been to it before?
No, we've never been. I've never even been to a tattoo convention. Our bass player's been to a couple, and he loves them, so I'm super stoked. I'm hoping we can find somebody to get us some ink or something, but I'm sure it's looking like it's going to be a really awesome crowd and stuff.
So I was watching today when I was prepping to do this. I went back and watched some of those studio acoustic things you do, like at radio stations. Yeah. Do you like doing those, or is like, here you are late tonight, you got to get up early? Are they fun or are they a pain?
It depends. Sometimes, it really just, if it's like an afternoon one, it's usually, it's like, okay, cool, but sometimes they're like, oh, we want you here at 7 in the morning, and you're like, we just got done playing at 2, like, come on, and then they're like, oh, we want you to sing 3 songs, and you're like, my voice isn't even working right now, like, I just woke up, but, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's a lot of fun. Before we went out with Santa Sonia, we did a radio tour, where we went to like 3 stations a day.
Oh, wow.
And it seemed like it was going to be way easier than normal touring, way more exhausting.
Trying to keep up and singing on all those stations?
And on top of that, every program director wants to get drunk with you.
Oh,
so you end up having to drink like 2-3 times a day, and you're just like, I don't want to drink anymore.
Do you guys ever jam when you're on the road, like in the bus or while you're driving? Do you ever play and sing while you're traveling, or are y'all too tired to save the pipes and all that?
Yeah, usually save the pipes. We usually will jam a little in sound check. If we get a sound check, we'll kind of jam some new stuff out or whatever. But really, when it comes to writing and stuff, we all kind of come up with little ideas and stuff on our own. But when we really get down into the writing, we like to get in the room together, like away from everybody, like even if it's like in a cabin in the woods, just completely just cut yourself
Isolate.
off from society. Yeah. And that's the way we like to write, and that way we'll bang out a few songs a day doing that, or actually get started on that, and that's kind of how this record happened. Our last record, Enemy Inside, Cody and I did most of the writing, and then the 3 original band members, the drummer, the other guitar player, and the bass player, ended up quitting, and we got new members, and when we got these new members, we really made sure that we had the right guys, so it was really, when we went into writing Human, it was the first time, it was kind of difficult for me and Cody, because it was the first time we had to step back and be like, all right, we trust you guys, let's do this together.
Yeah.
And once we did that, man, it just came together, and it's been awesome since then. Like, I don't even know if I picked up a guitar during the Inhuman writing, just because I didn't need to anymore, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it was pretty awesome.
So what's on the iPod in the Artifas van when you guys are riding around? What are you guys listening to? Do you fight about it, or is there?
This is actually pretty bad, because we only have FM radio.
Oh, okay.
But we actually have a CD player that we haven't installed yet, because every day off we're just like in a coma. But we all just get our headphones on and just jam some stuff. But everybody kind of listens to a lot of the same stuff. Everybody's got some different stuff, but like Carnival's a huge band that we listen to. We love Carnival. Papa Roach, that's been a long-term goal of ours. We really want to tour with Papa Roach.
You can't get wrong with it. They're one of my favorite live bands ever.
And that's the thing. We feel like we really would fit well with them, because we have a lot of energy, and Jacoby's a madman on stage, and recently his clothing line, Lovers Are Lunatics, got behind us. That's this shirt
wow.
here.
Okay, cool.
So they sent us a bunch of stuff out.
I was actually watching that shirt, and I went over to the merch booth. I was like, no, that's not over there.
Yeah,
so that's funny you bring that up.
Yeah, so Lovers Are Lunatics, check it out.
That's cool.
They got behind us, and they've been really supportive, doing a lot of social media stuff, and we're going to see Jeffrey, the guy that owns it with Jacoby. He's coming out to our Michigan show next week, so we're going to get to hang out with him and stuff.
Man, you answered my next question, because my next question was, you've been out with Pop Evil, Santa Sonia, Theory of a Deadman. I was going to ask you, who did you actually learn the most from as a band? Or maybe it's a different answer, maybe it's not.
Santa Sonia really taught us a lot, because that was our first big tour, and we were direct support, so they really were there for us. Their whole crew too. Their crew was awesome. Like, they gave us a lot of pointers and stuff. And even going into the Theory tour, we thought, we didn't know. You never know what you're going to get with a lot of these bands. You're like, oh, that guy might be a jerk or whatever. But when we got to the Theory tour, those guys were the nicest guys. Like, they treated us so well, and of course they screwed with us all the time, But like, all those bands really care about help. Like, when they see that we're hungry and giving it all we got, you know. So they usually stick out their arm to help us.
That's good to hear on the road, man. So, hey, one last thing. Consistently, and I asked you this the last time I saw it tonight. Consistently, what I hear about you guys guys is when you were on those tours, like, wow, they're one of the best opening bands I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So is it feeling nice to step out now to be like a show where you're not that opening band anymore?
Like, and we really got spoiled on the Santa Sonia tour because we were right before them. On the Theory tour, though, we were like opening. You know, it was like us, then Aranda, then Pop People, then Shaman's Harvest. You know.
Yep.
So, and it actually. That ended up making us better because we had to work harder because the crowd is like, it's like 7 in the afternoon and they're like still walking in and you're trying to wrangle them in, you know. So that was a big challenge for us, but I feel like we overcame that. But yeah, it's a lot nicer to be towards the end of the show now.
Well, Scotty from Artifas, man, the album's Inhuman. Thanks for being here again on the show. I really appreciate it. Great job tonight, man.
Appreciate it, dude.
Thanks brother.